other screen. Oh, it's not on yet, but so that I turn off the volume when it comes on live. Anyway, let me go ahead and sing this song and do the deal and see what we can come up with. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Okay, welcome to my humble abode and the abode of Rene and Loren Shepherd. Today, it looks like Loren is in the hot seat at the moment, and we are going to try to do some icicles. Is what we've thought about doing, and it will be since of course Christmas is coming, and these are simple things. And believe it or not, icicles for anybody and everybody that comes up with this. Let me actually, I need to be on the main screen at the moment. Icicles are a good teaching tool in feeding, in melting, in shaping glass, coming up with a simple design so that you can learn to control glass, whether you realize it or not. Okay? And it is a wonderful. You give a dozen to a friend and say Merry Christmas, and they go, "Oh!" That's what I did last year. I work at Walmart and the local Walmart associates. I had to have given away at least a gross baker's dozen of icicles, and that's a lot of icicles. And this year I decided to go a little bit more lazy and just start to do ornaments, one ornament a piece, of course. And most of what I've got done so far is some angels for the event, and I've also done like that seahorse you just saw, and I'm going to be doing some dragons. I've done a Christmas tree ornament, and tonight maybe if somebody shows up in the chat room and has a request for an ornament, we'll see what we can do. Okay, Loren, let's first of all, simple and effective, like I said, with icicles. What you do, and most of the time when I did icicles, I use, and what you see here is I've got just a little chunk of clear glass, and I'm going to put it on the end of this rod here, and I'm going to heat up and just melt that little chunk of glass. And I took the chunk out of my my scrap, not my scrap, but my trash bowl is what I call it, or cullet can, cullet bowl. It's a metal bowl that you usually, most of the time when you got hot glass, you want to throw it in something metal so it doesn't melt anything around it. And as you can see, I'm coming up with, it's turning molten at the moment, and it can be round, it could be a little elongated, it's fine. I press, and it turns into a little bit of a disc. And then you take that disc, add another, oh, why in the world do I get quartz sitting around all of a sudden? You didn't notice, but I would have, because just all of a sudden I knew it was going to get a little on the bright side. That's one thing about quartz. It's brighter than you want it to be. Now, I'll put a cold weld here on the top and touch. And now I'm going to warm that whole disc. One disc, I'm going to just warm it to get it almost to that pink color. And then I'm going to start stretching it. Okay? Get it nice and pliable. And you'll notice when you can start stretching it, and this is what you do as you stretch. You stretch, and you give it a little twist. And one side of your one hand is going a little bit faster than the other hand. So it gives it a little bit of a corkscrew going on. And it's still that feed method where you're heating it up in one spot and pulling it from the other. And you keep heating as you go. And as you can see there, one twisted icicle. And then what I usually do is I heat up just that top. I'll loop it around onto itself. And then let it bend and connect it. And we got one icicle. Add another 11 to this, and you've got, you put them on a Christmas tree, and they do make it sparkle. It is one of the sweetest things you can put on a Christmas tree. Now, you ready to try it, or have you been trying it as we speak?
I've actually been watching. I gotta warm the glass in now.
And we're gonna do one together. I see you're warming it in. That's a good thing. Should be warm enough now that you can start heating up just the end. You want to make about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 of an inch size ball, 3/4 of an inch size ball. Not 3/4. Excuse me. 3/8 to a 1/2 inch size ball. That's what you want to use to make this icicle. Tell me when you got it about that much, and get your flatteners ready. You want to have them in hand and ready to press long before it's at that molten stage. Keep turning it. Yeah, I love your turning action that you got going on your hand. You're doing really well there. But you're still, I think, a little bit afraid of the flame. You need to probably put your hand a little bit closer to where the end of it is, but that's okay. Once you get to that molten stage and it's about a 3/4, 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, again, you make that press. How close are you to a 3/8?
I'm about a 1/4 inch right now.
Okay. Almost there. It's not a science now. If you want to make a smaller or an icicle, probably now would be a good time. Have you got the flatteners ready?
Right there in the heat.
Okay. Take it out. Press. Beautiful. Put it back in the flame. And fire polish it a little maybe. And then get a punte ready. Now with soft glass, you can probably get away with heating up that whole thing, touching the punte to it and pulling and twisting as it's outside of the flame. And it should make a nice long thin strand with the twist going on. But there you go. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that see, I think right now your angle is where you've got the punte in your right hand at a little bit of an angle from your left hand, but it wants to be, you should have it in a straight line. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that you can make a straight pull. Okay, now let it get.
It got too hot and got too thin at one spot.
Oh, well, you can see the twist going on. That's a cool thing. Like I say, with soft glass, sometimes, see, I'm using Boro, and I'm using a little bit thicker than you are. Matter of fact, I think I will go ahead, and I'm going to make one out of my backup soft favorite, which is Mountain Dew bottle. I got a nice little chunk right here. It's got the silk screening going on, but I'm going to go ahead and warm it in and make an icicle for you out of it. Okay. Okay. Oh,
Pretty good.
I'm okay.
Oh, but it worked.
What's that?
It came out small, but it worked.
Yes. One at a time. That's all that matters. And again, it's learning control of flowing the glass, believe it or not. It is a very good method for learning control of flowing glass. As you can see, I did a twisted Mountain Dew icicle a little earlier. Actually, let me put that on the main screen so that people can see that. Nice corkscrew going on there. Oh, there we are. I was putting it way over here, and it's back to you. So you're going to give it another try?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. See if I can do it right this time.
Again, soft glass flow is a lot different than boro. I'll admit that in the long run and the short run of it all. I mean, you can get the consistency of taffy going on soft glass even thinner than almost the consistency of honey with soft glass, where boro it just still stays a little bit more on the rigid side. Okay. One thing about having a Mountain Dew bottle, it's already flat to begin with, but I'm going to give it another little squeeze here.
Yeah.
And again, you can try to, once you get that whole thing nice, rounded, and warm, put the punte on it and just pull and stretch all one good flow, and I think you probably get good results. And see, stretch. And while it's outside the flame, you can start twisting, just like I'm doing right here. Mountain Dew green icicle. Who knew?
Hey,
Oops.
my Aunt Grace asked for green ornaments.
Huh, what's that?
My Aunt Grace asked for green ornaments. I thought she was being weird. But whatever.
Well,
I made her eat.
break up a Mountain Dew bottle, see what you can do for her.
Yeah, I might find them out here. Most of the crap out here is plastic. You can't find 7-Up bottle left.
Yeah, well, 7-Up's a little bit different in well, we lost your feed there. I can probably still hear you, but your picture just went to your. Are you still there?
Yes? Can you hear
Okay, I can hear you, but he froze halfway through what he was doing.
it? Is it back online yet?
Oh, he's okay now. We're back. He's back. We're good.
All right.
Yay! The mother-in-law's not out there doing her iPod again, is she? No, just joking.
What were you saying about 7-Up and Sprite and
7-Up is a little bit different consistency. That's why I liked the Mountain Dew when I was starting out. For some dumb reason, the 7-Up had that emerald green color, but it just wasn't the same. Sprite, not the same. Mountain Dew, again, that's the one thing about each company their glass was made individually and prescribed to them, and you know, Mountain Dew and other bottles would work together, but the COE is a little bit off from the other, and they have different
Huh.
properties in the other. Um, but again, I always liked using Mountain Dew. Can't complain. Again, you don't ask the question why. Sometimes you just do it. That's just the best way to just do it. Okay. How's it coming there?
Well, I'm not having a whole lot of luck with my punting.
Ah,
It kept dropping off.
it kept what?
The cold well kept breaking.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. It's one thing about soft glass. Sometimes, just like right now when I'm doing it, it sort of I'm taking a cold piece of Mountain Dew and I'm taking a pointed shard and melting a Mountain Dew Punte to it. But sometimes it's going to do what it's going to do. But it takes a little bit of coaxing and a lot of love. Okay, I'm going to do this one more, and then I'm going to concentrate and turn off my, well, not turn off the flame because it's too cold to just turn off the flame around here. But I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on making and talking you through doing this. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Again, it's just you get it nice an orange color throughout the piece, and then you can take it out of the flame and pull and start to twist and make that nice curlicue pattern there, twisty pattern. It still amazes me what glass can do. Just with a little practice. And you can never fight the glass will always win. You just got to work with the glass. And the world is your oyster. Okay, icicle number 3, 2 green ones and 1. Okay, let's look at where you're at and what you're doing here.
I'm starting with
You
another
froze
ball.
again. You froze again, but you're getting there. Okay, now you moved a little bit, so yeah. You're doing good. Again, I like your movement of your of how you're turning that and continually letting gravity flow with that thing. That's a good thing. Tilting it further down. In other words, you're almost at this angle straight onto the flame. But if you tilted it down further, you would have it to where you'd have better. In other words, it would draw into itself better.
It's practically mushrooming right now.
Okay, that's good. Now take it out. We'll do a smaller one at this point. Press. Now again, straight on angle with your punte, not off to the one side. Touch. Warm the whole little disc until it's starting to get flowing. A little bit more, warming in. Don't pull too. Now you're too anxious to pull it too. I noticed that. You don't need to be like pulling it. You know, you're not trying to pull out a tooth. You're trying to stretch it into a ribbon. You know, gently stretch it into a ribbon. That's where, anxiousness can get the better of you. Hi, Glass Moose. Deficulation. Uh, I'll work on that. I'll talk about that in just a second. We've got him. I don't know if he's still watching or not, but yeah, deficulation is one of glass blower's worst enemy, where it wrinkles on the surface long before the molten stops inside the piece. And all I can say is you just got to make sure. Is it happening in the torch? Um, Now, also stretch a little bit and pull a little and twist a little bit. And again, I noticed that you're. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah, I just lost my cold weld again.
Yeah, that cold weld, it can be your friend and it can be your enemy. I'll tell you that right now. But with deficulation, the best thing I can tell you to do is just making sure you warm it back up in that one spot gently. And if it's after the piece has been through the oven, sometimes in the oven can be getting too hot. And that's where the problem can come in also, which is not a good thing. But with that said, yeah, usually you can get rid of a little bit of deficulation just by, again, warming it up with the flame and then turning around and putting it, just heating it up in that one spot. And Glass, are you using Glass Moose? Are you using Boro or are you using soft glass? I don't know if he's going to type in another message or not. It took me so long to get to the last one. How did that one turn out? Better?
It turned out better. It sucks I lost the cold weld right at the last bit while I was trying to set it off. But
Yeah, that's going to happen. And again, you're going to learn your cold welds. It does help to warm. Sometimes the cold weld, when I call it a cold weld, you're heating up usually the punte and touching it to what is the piece, which is a little colder. That, in other words, when it's a nice fused weld, they're both the same temperature and they flow together well. A cold weld is where I consider one still not quite molten, but you heat up the other one and touch it too, and it becomes just where it's like two pieces of glass stuck together, which I've talked about all the time. And you just, and sometimes there is a. Yeah, it's just by practice and learning, and even me, you've seen me do it, and I still have problems with my cold welds from time to time. It does break off and chunk down, but
I'll do a bit more. All right, it's time for Renee to get in the hot seat here.
yay! Are we going to try to do a gingerbread?
We are, however, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a minute and do a Christmas ornament just to warm my hands up because I haven't got to do glass in a long time.
Get that flame a going. We'll let you. But as you can see so far, I've done these tonight. And again, it's all with practice and flow. You let the glass do the job for you. You're just there as the instrument, basically. I'll figure what I'm going to do with that. I haven't, but probably a lizard or two. I don't know.
I like the red and white a lot. So
the what?
I like the red and white ones a lot. I have a cream color. It's not quite bright white, but
icicles? Yes.
It'll work for my purposes tonight.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I like to do is for my punchy on the one end, I'll use the color I want to make my hook out of. So instead of making cold weld, I'm making a solid weld. So it's a little bit different.
Okay.
And I like to make them a little bit bigger. So I warm up a little bit more glass.
There you go. Let
Uh,
me see. What do I do have.
what do
Let me
you
see.
have?
I've got this root beer colored glass. It's Boro, and I think that'll be a good base color for the gingerbread man.
Nice. I've still got a lot of that amber that I bought that big chunk and that
Yes,
I turned
yes.
into. Yeah,
That
I'll
would
use
be a
that for my.
very yeah, that'll be a very good gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Now on mine, it's
So
going to be about from top to bottom, probably about an inch and maybe an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I don't know. That's the size range that I want to make my gingerbread, and for you, that's probably a good size too. It may be miniature, but I'd rather you be in more control of the glass than you trying to make it too big and not be in control of the glass.
So I've got about that much of the white pasted kind of onto a striker red,
Okay.
and just going to heat them both up till they are good and married.
Yeah. Are you doing icicles first? Is that what? Or are you gonna do the gingerbread man?
Just so I
Okay,
can get
just
my
to warm
hand.
up. Get
Yeah.
warmed up. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I like that you have to have heat to marry glass.
Yes.
I've done this a couple of different ways. I've made two colors of gather and then flattened it. I've done it this way, and I am going to go ahead and flatten it down the length. You see, I've also learned that it almost doesn't matter what I'm doing to put the glass on to get it ready to make the, because I
Uh-huh.
can manipulate it out of anything just about. Once you've done enough of them, I've kind of got a drippy thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a real solid weld. I don't want that sucker to come off at all.
Yes. You want it. You only want to pull it off when you want to pull it off. I got you there. Definitely a good idea. More of the gingerbread man color. I'm
The
actually
only thing I,
experimenting with making the gingerbread man.
oh yeah, nice. The only thing I don't like about working with this propane is that on the white colored glass, if I get it anywhere too close, man, it leaves that schmutz. I don't like
Oh, the
that.
soot,
Yeah, I don't like
and it
that.
and it gets and it gets trapped in the glass.
Uh, I haven't tried washing it off the ones that I've made, but it appears to be, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that something other than propane or what?
Um, it might be where it's burning the actual color of the white in the glass. The lead oxidizing. That might be what's going on. If it's yes,
Okay.
because you can take lead crystal type glass and heat it up, and it will turn a smoky color.
Huh.
So if it's got any lead in the glass or another metal oxide, it would probably turn it that color or give it that.
Interesting. I like to put just a little bit of a ball on the end of it, just like it's making a little drop, just because
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. like that.
Your twisting is coming out pretty nice and even, which is good.
Yep.
And what you
Well,
can
I tell you
do.
what, that was no easy thing to learn. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. Been there, done that, and do that still. Um, Twisting is again. It's a learning to heat it up in one spot and flow it in another, and
Yep.
continually do that. And it's working with the glass again. It's just practice, practice, and more practice. How's your hands warming up? Okay.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit. I haven't got to work glass in a week because of all this mess.
Yeah, you've been.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, well, we've been putting off this show for what? Almost a week now. Week and a half. Week.
Not my idea of fun.
I know. But do you like your new surroundings? That's it.
Did a fantastic job.
Yep, that would work. I never thought about that, but that might work it. Do you have a pair of scissors to cut the glass with?
I absolutely do.
Good. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make your gingerbread man uh, an interesting way. I just came up with it, and I think it might work.
Okay.
Instead of adding, adding, and adding, all you're doing is making a nice round disc and clipping it in about 3 places and stretching. And then you got 3 or 4 places, and you've got your legs, arms, and head.
Nice.
Matter of fact, I'm going to try that right now.
All right, you guys take a look. What do you think?
Very, very nice. Candy cane looking even. That's really good. You've come a long way since your first ones. I know that for a fact.
I'm kind of feeling it. I'm liking what I'm doing here. So,
Yep.
all right.
Hey, you might want to try.
Nice
Speaking of candy canes, you might want to try a couple of those to put on the tree.
Now, how would a candy cane look different than what I've been doing? I mean, what would I do
It's more
different?
of a. It would be more of a round instead of the corkscrew looking ribbon shape going on. Now,
So basically
what you can do is basically take and put a red on one side and a white on the other side, and make it sort of like a marble, and then stretch out that marble.
I'll have to try it.
I'll explain it later. I'll explain it later. It's nothing. It sounds complicated, but it's not.
Okay. So, show me how to make this teddy bear or this gingerbread man.
Okay,
So we're making
I'm going to go on the big screen here, so that people can see me. And this is just this might. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. I ran it over in my brain about 3 times before I said, "Oh, that might do it." First, of course, I got to have the scissors ready to go. Okay. Basically, the punte where you're going to be holding this whole thing and rounding it down into a nice blob is going to be the head, where the head is going to be. So all you're really basically going to have to do is cut out and pull out the legs and the arms.
Okay.
Sounds simple, huh? Okay. Of course, straight
Yes, can't
bottom
miss it
half.
on a map.
Bottom half,
Uh-huh.
right at where the above the head or down below the head is where you're going to put the first cut, and that's going to be for the legs. And then the second cut is pointing up again from that angle. I'll show you what it looks like right there. You can see it. It's sort of like a leaf-looking thing. You got the middle, and then you got the two others.
Right.
Now,
so it's like
now it's just a matter of stretching it into place a little bit. There's one leg. Now I'm going to tweezer the other leg into place. Now we might have to cut and nip a little bit more for the arms, but they should come out pretty nice too. Getting too cold. You're not going to have any trouble with this because you'll have a little bit more time to play with yours when you're in the flame, out of the flame, because of being soft glass. Okay, there's one arm. And there's the other arm. You might want to take and flatten it, heat it all up and flatten it one more time as far as making it nice and flat and even. Well, I actually got some white that I'm going to do up the buttons and the eyes. Here we go. Get that ready. Right there is good. Okay. Now we're going to do the head. This is going to be this is my first time doing this too, so this is going to be very, very interesting. I didn't realize I was that much into the view. I was looking for things. Here we go. That's the head to the whole situation. And again, it's a touch and a pull. Might want to. This will work. Just a little bit of glass manipulation. This is going to work. Pull a little bit of that off, actually. Oops.
I'm looking for string to make decorations.
There you go. Pull a little bit of this one off. And that worked. A little bit of time and patience, but that'll work. Now again, I'm going to put the eyes. And the buttons. Oop, I went a little off to the side on those buttons. I've got this shade over this so that you guys can see better into the flame, and in that process, I lose a little bit of distortion where I can see. Who knew, right?
I haven't tried to make a video for public consumption.
Well, believe it or not, you're in one now. Too late now. Hello, I'm not there. If it's for me, tell them I gave it the office. Well, that didn't turn out too bad.
Okay. You go talk to them.
Hello, this is Lauren.
I'm sorry. We had a very good friend of ours. His wife passed this weekend, and that's him on the phone. We've been trying to get a hold of him for a few.
Oh, yes, yes. That's important. I'm glad you had the phone with. I won't dock your pay for this. You know that, don't you?
Well, I appreciate that. We gotta take care of our family.
Yeah, that didn't turn out too bad considering the way it went.
Let me see it again. Okay.
The buttons are a little off, but
Now you're gonna make that a pendant, or that's
yeah,
just
a
gonna be a
little
Christmas
loop on
ornament?
top of his head. It's a little bit of a Christmas ornament deal. A loop on the top of his head. Um,
Okay, so let me go back over it again just real quickly. So
actually,
we're gonna make a.
I'm thinking instead of using the scissors, if you, it probably would be better that you just add glass to it, make the arms and legs, and make sure you keep it nice and warm. I can do it.
Why?
Well, I guess you can give it a try. Let's do it the way I just did it, and then we'll go from there. Ready?
Aim
You got your flame going.
fire! Are you a Longmire fan?
A what?
Longmire.
Lawnmower?
Longmire. It's a great little modern western. Walt Longmire book. It's kind of cool.
Okay, a western.
I forgot you're an East Coast boy.
I'm a little bit of everything. I've lived. Well, I was born in Hawaii, having a military
What?
father. Yeah, having a military father. I was born in Pearl City, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Wow. My
I get a
daughter was there for a little
I get a kick out of telling people how me and my sister were born in the same hospital, but she was born in the territory of the United States, and I was born in the United States. When she was born, it
while.
was still a when she was born, it was still a territory, and then a year later, it became a state. Hawaii became a state.
I didn't realize it was that long.
It was back 1959 is when it turned into the United Alaska and Hawaii both became a state at that time.
I did not realize it was that short period of time ago. Here in Oklahoma, I have a tendency to think of us as short timers because of 1907.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day. Thank God.
Yep, 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 yep.
I don't feel like my gather's big enough yet. It's
Take your
not the
time.
size of time. I'd really like to work with a nickel, I think.
Yeah. A nickel size would be really good. Um, I like how you're tilting it down and letting it draw into itself and dripping it down into a bigger ball that way. The gravity works for you.
Well, I tried to learn something while we were taking classes.
Just a little patience. With the blowtorch, it does take a little bit more time. When you finally get into a like a minor burner or a major burner or even a like a Carlisle or Bethlehem, you will see the difference in how much quicker your glass is going to melt for you.
I'll probably go burn the crap out of myself for a while until I get it figured out what's going to happen.
Yeah, that can happen too, but It'll be worth it in the long run.
I know. Shoot, the first time I went to 90 from 104, I had no idea that the tighter the glass, the more energy you can store up. So when it shatters, it's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not complaining, just I wear
And it
goggles.
and it exploded. Yes, I know. That's my
Man, I
favorite.
remember
That's my favorite line from Galaxy Quest.
Okay. So I think I'm working with enough
That's a good
glass
size.
here.
That's a good size. Press. Oh, that turned out a nice disc too. Yes.
I agree. Okay. So
Now,
now we're
well, that's even better. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, you got your scissors in hand. Right, right.
right
You know, right at the very, very bottom. Just nip about. I'd say you don't even have to nip very much. Just I'd almost have to say an eighth of an inch. Eighth of an
So
inch, maybe a
now,
little bit more.
yeah, now we're gonna go. And you said like an upward
Very, very
stroke.
bottom. Yeah, very, very bottom for the first one. Heat up just where you're going to be cutting mainly.
Like that.
Yeah, there you go. Now you only need like one more nip on the other side for the other arm, and you're good to go from there.
Wasn't quite hot enough.
Ah, I hate that sometimes when that happens.
Okay. Yeah. We got that
Cutting is
looks in
fun.
good shape.
See, you already know how to
I'm learning.
make now you know how to make a hand. Look at it right now. You got a hand made.
Sure enough. Look at that. Okay. So
But
now we're gonna heat up.
yeah, now you're going to tweeze each leg a little bit and stretch it just slightly, not a lot. And then you're going to, on the arms, you're going to pull them up and outward a little bit.
Okay.
Up and out. Because right now they're down here in like this angle from where the cutting is, and then what you're going to do is heat and stretch them and bend them up a little bit further from that.
Okay. Good. Ah.
See there?
Easy. So far.
Very good.
Leap and different. Well, that would lift a lot. Let's try that again.
You know what? I've had this thing, and I should have been taking it out and using it to show you where we're going to go here.
Ours is over on the wall. Yep. Okay. So now I need to put a putty on it.
Yeah, on one of the toes.
On the toes. Okay, not that one.
They can't see me, so I'm going to put this. I'm going to put me on the main screen. I just realized that. I'm going to start over. And what we were doing here, people, is we made a flat disc. We cut it right here, and cut it right here, and right here. And of course, you've got the one rod that's holding the disc on right there. And then what we have done is tweezed out these two bottom feet like so, and then the arms, you're going to pull them up a little bit further like so, and up and out of that direction, and then the head is going to become where the actual rod was up here. Okay? And then, of course, all you got to do is just add some dots and a smile, and boom. I know I make it sound so simple. It's complicated. We know that. So, back to you. Where you at so far?
Oh, I'm gonna cut his head off.
Oh, no. You cut his head off or you melted his head in there?
Well, you know.
Okay.
Take a peek.
Typical women tearing up men's heads. You can add more onto it if you want to, I guess.
I think once I've got it gathered up again and then swished and flattened and all that stuff, it might be okay. We'll see.
Just remember to warm it all out. Warm it out before you put it in the blanket. Keep it all warm. That's one of you're getting better at it, but you're still forgetting that it's a piece that's got to stay evenly heated. Long days.
I think, I know that much. So there's my form.
Yeah, it's looking good. It actually has that human shape to it.
A lot better than my little blue band balls, right? Those
And
just
again,
suck.
I'm going to start using this drawing eraser board a lot more. And I suggest I got this one, I think, at either for $1 or $2 at Wally World. So it's paid for itself already in some of my videos. I don't know if you've seen the one where I made the dragon and the octopus, and I put the dragon picture down in front of me, and then when it came time to finish the dragon, I put it up to the picture, and the shapes were basically identical.
Yeah, I saw that. In fact, I think I watched that. Nice.
That was, that shows that what I have in my mind and what I try to explain to people, it's very similar.
Okay.
I can't
Oh, I
believe
can do that.
I can't believe I made these buttons to my gingerbread man off to one side there. It's like, okay.
Oh, I kid. This is a pain in the butt. See, I got blue buttons. So all right. Let's see if I can put I don't know, top knot on this guy. You got a mouth or a nose or nothing. All right, follow some off. Move it out. Wow, he actually looks like a gingerbread man, dude. What do you think? Move. Take a look. Lucius. Look. Hello. Can you hear me? Lou, did I lose you? Well, I think it looks cute. Can you hear me at all, Lou? Hello? Okay. Very weird. I can't hear you at all. I'm going to go ahead and log out and log back in and see if that gets me back in, okay? We got to learn sign language, man. Hello? Talk to me, Lou. Hello? Where it says Lou, beside my picture, flickered on and off. So it's a problem on my end then. Crap. Well, we managed to get through most of the hour, and I have a nifty little gingerbread man. Well, at least for this evening, until we can get our technical difficulties figured out. Don't shut off after you go off live, Lou. Let's see if we can figure this out, okay?